Hi, I'm Caroline Chang, the producer and host of Awake to Oneness Radio. In my last video, I spoke about how we do not live in a solid universe. Simple, basic science has taught us that many years ago, hundreds of years ago, when the first microscope, high-powered microscope was invented, we learned that we actually do not live in a physical world. It appears to be physical from our limited senses, but it isn't. So actually what we call spirituality and physical is the same. The only difference is density. Everything is vibration, everything is energy, vibrating. And what we perceive to be physical is vibrating at a very low speed, and it's very dense, and it appears to be solid when it's not. But I say all that to say that when we really look into the truth, the universal truth of oneness, and understand that that energy, that life source, that energy is all connected. I call that energy, all that is, God, love, unconditional love. And that is what we are all made of. That is how we are all connected. And in truth can never be separated. So I always say on my show, I like to keep it simple. You can make it very complicated. Quantum physics can make things seem very complicated. But when you really break it down to the simplest understanding of how we are truly all connected, how we are all one. And actually science is now saying what spirituality, ancient wisdom has been teaching for eons, the truth of oneness. And I loved when Lynn McTaggart said on What the Bleep, the biggest problem we have in the world today is the illusion of separateness. We think we're separate people. We think that if we hurt another person, we're not hurting ourselves. And in truth, we are. When you hurt another person, you're not only hurting yourself, you're hurting the entire universe, because it is all one and all interconnected. So when we truly understand that we are the same, we are one. When I say the same, we're not clones of each other. We're unique aspects of the divine, which makes it so cool. That's great. I mean, it would be very boring if we were all identically the same, looked the same, had the same thoughts, we are all diverse with unique aspects. We are looking at the all that is from a different vantage point, from a different viewpoint. We each have different viewpoints of the all, of the one. And from that, it makes life very exciting, because it would be very boring if we were all the same and had the same ideas and thoughts and did the same things. We all have something very unique. We are each so unique and divine. We have something very unique to bring to each other, to bring to the whole. And no one can fill your shoes, meaning what you came here to do, your piece of the puzzle is yours alone. And no one can fill that piece of the puzzle if you don't fill your part, if you don't do what you came here to do. And we all came here with a unique mission. One of the missions, our collective mission, is to awaken to the truth of who we are. That's our collective purpose. But we each have unique individual aspects to bring to the whole. And if we don't bring those, if we don't wake up and follow our heart desire and follow our passion, because that passion is how our spirit, how our soul communicates with us. Our higher self is always, always communicating with us, letting us know this is, when you get excited and you get an idea, you get a thought, and it excites you, that's your soul. That's your higher self saying, yes, that is why you're here. Yes, 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 do more of that. So I have found my passion and my mission, and that is to inspire everyone to awaken. And I say inspire because awakening comes from within. You can't awaken from reading a book or going to a lecture or studying. All these things, a book, a lecture, a speaker, all these things are wonderful, and they can point you to you, because the truth is within you, and the awakening happens inside of you. Because in truth, the outer world is an illusion, and that I'll say for a whole nother video. Don't want to get all into that, but in this video, what I want to talk about in this video is how important it is for us to understand our connectedness. And when we all awaken and understand that, that will solve all of the problems that we're having right here in I was about to say 19. It's 2019 is the year. But all of the problems, I mean, look, we in the United States where I live, there is so much more disconnection than ever before. You know, the disconnection between race, and it's just this big disconnect globally. And the reason being is we think in terms of borders, you know, in terms of separation. So in truth, when you are thinking that everything is separate and everything is not a part of you, you take an attitude as you can destroy it, or you can discount it, or have no regard for it. But when you understand that everything, everyone is a part of you, you embrace it. Even in embracing an idea and embracing another person does not mean you have to agree on everything that person believes or stands for. It's just honoring that person for who they are. And you can share, like what I'm doing with Awake to Oneness Radio is sharing what is true for me. I'm not saying anyone has to believe what I believe. I'm just sharing what resonates as true in my heart. And I just encourage others to do the same. So again, it all starts with you and ends with you in truth. It is all really about you understanding who you truly are. And when you understand who you are, you will shine your light to the world. And that's why you came here. And when we each are shining our light and embracing each other, again, embracing unconditional love, unconditional acceptance, does not mean you have to agree. It doesn't mean you condone something you think you would never do yourself. No, but pushing against it, saying, you know, making that other person wrong and making yourself right doesn't help. And in truth, there is no wrong and right. Everything is neutral. It's what we label it. So you can agree to disagree in a loving, in a peaceful way. You can let that person share who they are, and you share who you are. You may not agree on anything. And I've had many of these conversations of late. It seems like everybody I run into, we have different ideas different beliefs. And for me, it's a knowing for me, meaning what I know is true for me is true for me. Doesn't have to be true for anybody else. So I share what I know in my heart to be true. And I just want everybody else to feel free to do the same. And when, again, you don't have to agree, but you can still love and be peaceful and accepting of another. So it doesn't have to be, you don't have to make someone wrong to be right. You share your truth in a loving way, allow them to share their truth in a loving way, and agree to disagree if you disagree, or agree to agree if you agree. So, but it's true that Reverend Michael Beckwith said on my show many years ago that our differences, our diversity is the spice of life. That's what makes us, it's so fun. It would be very boring if we weren't all different. So our difference, our uniqueness is beautiful. And that uniqueness is all connected into one. So I want to this is my third video post. I don't like the word vlog. It just doesn't sound nice. But anyway, thank you again. Again, please, listeners, if you have any questions about anything I talk about on any show or in these video posts, please email me a question. I'd love to start answering some questions in these videos. I won't, share your name if you don't want your name to be shared, but I definitely want to address my listeners any questions they may have on the content that we talk about. And we discuss so many things. I've recorded now over 140 shows. I've actually lost count of all the shows, and I am booked with guests up through to April. So I'll be posting a new show every Friday evening, 7:00 p.m. Eastern Time. There will be a new show posted. So please also send in your questions, your comments. I love to hear them. Anything you'd like to share, I would love to hear. So I want to say, you are blessed. And I want to say, be blessed, because you are already, you're blessed and you're divine. And I just want everybody to remember, when I say wake up, it's about us remembering who we truly are as unique, divine aspects of God. Namaste. Be blessed.